Welcome back. Today we will take a look into the things which you have left behind, which is the virtual hard disk migration. So we will look into the architecture now. So in this architecture we already using a virtual box which is running with a virtual machine which is a Linux Lite, and also we created a virtual disk which has been formatted with VDI, which is supported by VirtualBox. So this is our current scenario. So right now we have a virtual machine running on VirtualBox. What I'm going to do is I have a virtual hypervisor which is from VMware. Another VM will be running on workstation that needs some data from VirtualBox. So right now we already have a virtual disk attached here, which I'll be reusing it. So instead of creating a new disk in my virtual VMware workstation, I'll be reusing the existing one. So something like this. So an exact copy will be attached here. So let's see how we can do that. So the process is very simple. So we will copy the existing virtual disk from the location, and we will convert that format to the VMDK format that is supported by VMware. If we are using a hypervisor, Hyper-V or virtual PC from Microsoft, you can convert that to VHD format. And then we will use the VMDK format in Workstation. I have a trial version of Workstation running in my PC. Let's get started. Back to my VirtualBox. So here you can see one machine which I have created in the previous episode, which I didn't start yet. So I'm going to take that snapshot of my VDI, virtual hard disk from here, and then I will convert that to VMDK. So in order to do that, I clicked on that machine, go to File, Virtual Media Manager. Here you can see my virtual disk VDI. So you can see the location under my VirtualBox VMs. I will open that here. Here you can see my VirtualBox disk image, VDI image has been created in my location. Enter that. I'll go back to that again. So I will be copying this image now. Copy. Then it is asking to convert my image file, choose the file type. I am going to migrate my VDI to my VMware workstation. If there it supports VMDK format. I clicked on that, then VDI will be converted to VMDK. Next. So I am naming it as Linux VMware, whatever the name you like. Copying that. So you can see the extension has been changed from VDI to VMDK. This is my VMDK, which is having the 8 GB of virtual space. I'll go back to my, so here you can see my Linux VMware virtual machine disk format has been created here in my location. I'll be copying, I'll be taking this virtual machine disk format when I'm creating a new virtual machine in my workstation. So let's go and do that. I have already installed that. I'm not recommending that to do that because two hypervisors won't be running in one host machine. So you can just see how it works. I'm not even turning on that machine. I'm into the VMware workstation, which is another type to hypervisor. I already have created a virtual machine there, which is in the power off state. I'll be creating a new virtual machine now. Creating a new virtual machine. So I am customizing it because I have to change some values there. Next. I'll be taking all the default values. So I'll be installing the operating system later. I'm not going to boot it up. Next. Linux is my machine type. I'm naming it my Ubuntu. You can see the location where it will be created under my documents. Next. Processors, number of processors will be chosen from my core host machine. Next. 1 GB of memory. Next. I'm not using any network here because I'm not using to connect. Do not use any network connection. Checking all the recommended values, which is recommended value from VMware. So here you can see creating a new virtual disk, which means it gets created a new virtual disk. I don't want to do that because I already have copied a virtual machine disk format, and I'll be using the existing one. So choosing an option to reuse a previously configured disk. Next. So now it is asking for the location. I'll be browsing it. I chose the file from the location. You can see this is a VMDK format file. Next. The problem is it is asking to convert the existing virtual disk to a newer format because the version of workstation has been updated. What we have done is we have converted that for using the VirtualBox, but in here they are asking whether to convert it or not, or keeping the existing format. I'm just keeping the existing format. And you can just verify the data which you have given there, the location of the hard disk and the operating system, everything. I'm clicking finish. Now another virtual machine has been spun up here. You can see in the left pane Ubuntu, which is in the power off state. Previously I have created a virtual machine with for using the workstation. I can show you that here. If you go to the virtual machine settings, you can see the hard disk here, 8 GB of hard disk. You can see the path. This has been created by virtual workstation. You can see the format has been a format with VMDK. It provides some other functionalities, that the mapping the virtual machine's disk to the local volume. So if you wanted to map your virtual machine's disk into your physical storage, you can map it as well. That's the end of the episode. We can just revise what we have learned during these 2 episodes. So we already have seen that hypervisor is a software which is virtually allocating the resources from our host machine to other several independent machines called virtual machines. There are 2 types, which is bare metal and hoster, or type 1 or type 2. So what we have seen in this demonstration is the hoster hypervisor or type 2 hypervisors. Bare metals can be shown here. Bare metal hypervisors are examples which are used in the cloud services, which we will cover in later sessions. The VirtualBox and workstation have been installed on top of the operating system, which is the type 2 hypervisor. And also we have migrated the data from VirtualBox hypervisor to VMware workstation hypervisor. If you got any questions or concerns, reach out through email. See you in the next episode. Thank you very much.